Hello, I'm Tuna Mayonnaise and I go great with mayo. Welcome to Board, Deck and Dice. Today we're looking at this game called Kumo Hogosha or Kumo Hogosha or Kumo Hogosha. You get the picture. We're in a slightly different venue for today, but that doesn't matter. Any noises you hear in the background are just in your mind. First thing I want to say about Kumo Hogosha is the fantastic presentation and production values. We have these foam pieces that I almost can't see through, which are nice and springy, that go in the box in between each area of the board. We have the box itself, which opens nicely to reveal more foam and a plastic sheet, and this little tab up here where the rules go. It's just brilliant. This continues into the board itself, which has a spinny bit, which is unnecessarily double-sided, but again nice to see. And the wooden pieces, the stone of balance, which is actually a stone. This is a top-notch production, and for the price I was quite surprised at how good it was. The object of Kumo Hogosha is to push the stone of balance out into your opponent's camp. Now, that is made trickier by a number of things, not least of which that the arena rotates 90 degrees. So, stone could be over here when you finish your go, and then when the opponent finishes their go, it could be all the way over here, putting a slight impediment in your flat plans. So how do you do that? Well, you do that by using your Kumotori. They come on this nice little, let's move the whole thing across, nice little cheat sheet board, which has a counter for your actions down here. On a basic go, you start with 5 actions, but that can be increased by using one of the Kumotori dice faces. Let's talk through them all. This is run. Run, you can go 2 forward or like that or like that. Never diagonal in this game. Diagonals do not count. It's instead what we in the business call, who do I think I am? What people in the business call orthogonal movement, which just means up, down, left or right, not diagonal. So it's a diagonalist game. You could accuse it of that. So run lets you do that, but if you are on the run face, you cannot use the normal move action, which is to move 1 with your Kumotori. So if you're on this face, you have to run unless you change the face of the die. This one is the throw action, so if there's a Kumotori next to you, any colour, you can throw your own, you can throw them that way, this way, again not diagonally. And that's very handy, because if you happen to throw a Kumotori into your camp, they go in prison and you get an extra move immediately, which is a really good strategy. As long as they're in your prison, you get an extra move, so capturing the opponent is really good thing to do. Especially when, if they've made their move onto the board and they've forgotten that you can rotate the board, or they've forgotten how many moves you have and the fact that you get extra ones, you can just rotate it back round for 2 moves, put your throw man on for 1, throw him in for 4, but then you get another one, so you're up to 6, and you'll have 6 as long as that guy's in prison. So that's a good little action you can do there. What else do we have? We have grabbing. So this guy can grab, move things like that with him. Again, same colour or not. We have the jump. So this man can jump over Kumotori. This guy is good because he can block for 1 turn. After that turn he will jump down. The only place he can't block is any of the squares around the stone of balance, but he's good if your opponent's lining up to make a move on the stone, you can block that off. And lastly we have this little chap, which is how you push the stone. It's got the ×2 on there to remind you that to push the stone you need 2 touching Kumotori. They can be like that, they can be like that. That wouldn't count because it's diagonal. But they basically, that's how you push the stone, and if you push it all the way off, you win the game. Now, In the basic version, you can push it thus, so that when you push it, one of your men goes off and that's counted legal. In the more advanced version, you have to push it in such a way that both your cubes stay on the board, and otherwise they count as captured, you see, into the opponent's camp. So you have to push it like that with none of your Kumotori coming off the board. The other actions you can take on your go, this is a mandatory action, you must do it, but it doesn't matter when you do it, is to rotate the arena at 90 degrees. Looked quite intense then, didn't I? You may place one of your Kumotori into the area from your side of the board. You may move one, as long as he isn't on that face or that face. These ones cannot be moved, they have to be turned first. One of your actions is to change the dice face, the cube face. You can use the action on the cube face, or you can release an imprisoned Kumotori from your opponents. So what we're looking at is an abstract game, a beautiful abstract game that's done very well, and the theme kind of works on it quite well. 2 to 4 players, well, 2 players, let's be honest, it's 2 players. You could do it 4 teams, and there's slight change to the way the cubes are done, the way the Kumotori are done, and the amount of action each have on a turn. But really, until they release the expansions of more cubes and different clans, yeah, it's not really a 4-player game. Intimidation factor, well, there's a lot of pieces. I'd say it's quite high. You're kind of overwhelmed by the beauty of it all. Instructions are okay, middling, but the fun, once you get it out and start playing it and working out what you're doing and capturing your friend and then pushing the Kumotori almost all the way, but you run out of actions and then they spin the board right round and throw your people in prison, and now you've got like 2 actions. It's a great, clever, competitive, abstract game for 2 players with a lot of love being put into it, and for a very, very reasonable price. That is Kumo Hogosha, and I have been a tuna sandwich. I'm off to go meet my mate Mayonnaise. Thanks for watching.